Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Trill Gates reporting for you from our nation's capital. I'm here as part of our special assignment series, Your Alaska Link in DC. This week, I'll be sitting down and talking with all three members of our Alaska delegation. And first up is Alaska's sole voice in the U.S. House. Congressman Nick Begich is about 9 months into his new job, and the work has been nonstop so far. We caught up with him in D.C.
So we've gotten 4 bills passed and a House joint resolution. There's more to come, but we're very proud of that fact that we've been able to move legislation through in a bipartisan way over to the Senate.
One of the things I wanted to talk to the representative about, the events of this past week, the assassination of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk, and other recent political violence that's been plaguing our country.
It's so important that we lower the temperature. We have to understand that words do carry meaning, and there is a segment of the population that has come to believe that the discussions that we're having in DC are existential.
Our next topic, an issue that's important to a lot of Alaskans, the rising cost of energy in the last frontier.
One thing that is tremendous that we never want to forget about the Alaska gas line is that it will drop the cost of energy for most Alaskans significantly.
I asked the representative specifically about Cook Inlet and the declining natural gas reserves.
It's a great question. You know, Cook Inlet has been a declining gas basin for some time, and we've known that. And, you know, the Alaska gas line is one of the solutions.
Another issue we focused on, the cost of health care in Alaska. Some Alaskans tell us they're paying more for it than ever.
The cost issue is really driven, I believe, by a lack of early intervention. And so if you can prevent a disease from occurring, it's a lot less expensive for the entire insured population than it is when it manifests.
One last issue we discussed, the effect of tariffs on Alaska and Alaskans.
I think it does sting. The key is, how do we level that playing field? What we're trying to achieve with the tariff strategy is to make sure that we have reciprocal trade among our trading partners.
Wednesday, I sit down with U.S. Senator Dan Sullivan. As well as doing his job in Congress, he's in the early stages of gearing up for an upcoming campaign, hoping to win another term in office. Wednesday, I'll talk to him about a lot of issues important to Alaskans: energy, the Arctic, national security, health care, and the economy. That's all coming up Wednesday as part of our special assignment series, Your Alaska Link in D.C. Be sure to tune back in all this week. I've got lots of news from Washington. Now, for news that's happening in Alaska, let's turn things over to Jennifer Lindgren. Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, Trill. Thank you. To the shock of commuters, a small plane landed on the Seward Highway Tuesday, right during the morning rush hour. Girdwood Fire and Rescue reports the plane came down safely on the highway around 8:30 with 2 people on board. The aircraft was then taxied off the road while the pilot addressed some mechanical problems. About 2 hours later, the Seward was briefly shut down, so the plane could take off once more. No injuries reported. Turning now to Juneau, where the Mendenhall Valley has once again been dealing with a bit of flooding. Your Alaska Link's LaShawn Donaldson has more on this year's second release from Suicide Basin.
The National Weather Service has officially canceled the flood warning for Mendenhall area of Juneau. The city's second glacial outburst occurred late last night around 7:30 p.m., with the river cresting just under 10 feet. Your Alaska Link spoke with Juneau's emergency manager.
The flood did crest at a flood stage of 9.6 feet.
While the flooding had minor impacts, the Mendenhall campground was among the affected areas.
We believe the only places that we saw inundation were at the Mendenhall campground.
Emergency teams went door to door handing out sandbags, and residents on View Drive were advised to evacuate.
We're happy that no homes were impacted on View Drive.
The city is continuing to assist residents and assess any potential damage.
Our outreach on View Drive this morning is really just beginning. We're, making sure that there was absolutely no damage and making those assessments.
HESCO barriers did not face significant action this time, though the city has been preparing to repair them after last month's flooding.
Barriers during this event didn't really see any action.
The city is actively researching what caused the second glacial outburst. LaShawn Donaldson, Your Alaska Link.
Ketchikan has also been dealing with flooding. The city shared this wild video on Facebook. Officials say that there has been high standing water and heavy flowing streams. Water has also covered some city streets, making them look more like rivers and making them dangerous for drivers. With all the wet weather recently, the Ketchikan Fire Department jokes on social media that Mother Nature's rain machine has been stuck on extra soak. No reports of anyone hurt due to the flooding in Ketchikan. More rain is in the forecast for much of the southeast, and wind too. Senior meteorologist Alyssa Triplett is monitoring conditions across the state for us. She's here now with the very latest. Hi, Alyssa.
Hey, Jennifer, and we will keep an eye on this flow of moisture. We are noting that one area of low here into our Wednesday is going to be pulling into the panhandle, and then we have this setup that's going to allow for this river of moisture out of the northern Pacific to continue to pull its way across here, the Gulf waters, right into the panhandle. We even look at the potential precipitation just through Thursday. We can see those deep reflectivities. And then paired up with that as well is that front is going to be able to cause for some of those gustier conditions that can create some concerns as well. So big emphasis here as we roll through the rest of the week to the southeast. We do get a little bit of a break with some sunshine for the south central, though some showers possible into the interior for our Wednesday. But unsettled is going to be the name of the game here, and we'll have more of the details of our local forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Now, Melissa, we have to take a second and say congratulations. You may have noticed Alyssa wasn't with us for the past few days. That's because she got married over the weekend.
Well, thanks, Jennifer. And it was a beautiful day. It's always so much fun when you get to marry your best friend and do it when you're surrounded by friends and family. These just a few photos, and hopefully we'll get some more of those professional photos coming in soon so I can relive the day over and over again.
Alyssa, you looked beautiful, and we are so happy for you. We'll see you again for the full forecast in just a bit. This marks the final week of the season for a free farm stand in Anchorage. Your Alaska Link's Max Trees-Noran stopped by to meet the gardeners on a mission to give back.
It's only been a month since Teresa Brown started the free farm stand that is held in Fairview on Tuesdays and in Spenard on Wednesdays. Over that time, they have received 7,000 pounds of donated produce from farmers and local gardeners alike, and have been able to feed over 600 families.
Our goal is not just to capture abundance and excess and give it to those who need it, but to inspire people to fall in love with vegetables.
But for almost all involved, the stand is more than just the free food.
It's really heartwarming, but it's also really powerful, seeing people come together and treat each other with a lot of respect and dignity and care.
This stand has a lot of support, with backing from Anchor Gardens, Yardacopia, and NeighborWorks. But more importantly than all of that is the support of local gardeners and farmers. One community member told Your Alaska Link that this stand is a sign of where the community of Fairview is headed, that it is a sign of a brighter future. For not only the neighborhood, but for families who live there as well. A future now full of plentiful, tasty, locally grown vegetables.
It's free, and people come by and pick up some fresh veggies, and they say, "Oh, I like this. This is good."
While this is the last week for these farm stands in Fairview and Spenard this year, rest assured they will be back next year with a new bushel of crops. Max Trees-Noran, Your Alaska Link, Anchorage.
A flood mitigation project is now complete near North Pole. That's where we'll begin today's trip around Alaska. A ribbon cutting was held to mark the completion of the Moose Creek Dam Safety Modification Project. According to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the addition of a concrete barrier makes the dam more stable and limits the impacts of erosion. The Moose Creek Dam is designed to regulate the flow of the Chena River during events of heavy runoff or snowmelt. A barge broke loose from a dock during some stormy weather Monday in Metlakatla. On Tuesday, the mayor's office in the Metlakatla Indian community said the barge, owned by Circle Seafoods, has now been recovered. It's on its way to Ketchikan for repairs. Damage assessments are now underway at the EDA dock in Metlakatla. And the Sealaska Heritage Institute is seeking donations of mountain goat wool, hides, and horns. It's an effort to support teaching endangered art forms such as horn spoon carving and chilkat weaving. We'll have a link with more details on our website if you want to donate. And that'll do it for our trip around Alaska. A heads up for folks in Anchorage, a section of the trail at Connors Bog Dog Park is closed for the rest of the week. City crews are working to complete some drainage culverts in that part of town. The trail is expected to reopen on Monday, September 22nd in Anchorage. We'll be back with Alyssa's full forecast next here on Your Alaska Link. Have a hometown hero in your life who deserves to be recognized? Email their name with a photo to news@youralaskaLink.com. And to all of our heroes, thanks for all that you do. And don't forget, you can read and watch our news and weather anytime at our website. Make youralaskaLink.com your go-to source for all things Alaska. We'll be right back.